What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So I've got right here the Samsung Galaxy A36. I've had it for 72 hours now, and there's two things I want to say about this. One, I think this is a phone that offers like 75% of what the Galaxy S lineup has to offer. And two, I think this is a phone that everyone is able to use. It will take care of everyone's needs, but will everyone use this phone? No, a lot of people, including myself, will probably end up going towards flagship devices or wanting things that this phone doesn't have to offer. Maybe a flagship level camera setup, or I don't know, thinner bezels, flagship chipset, whatever it may be. And then we end up spending more and going for a higher end model. But this device right here proves that for $400, you're going to get a pretty good phone. I want to start things off with design because I think this is what stands out the most. It feels really premium. It has a glass front and a glass back, Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. And then you would think the frame is also really premium, but it has a plastic frame. That's okay, but I don't know, it just feels really premium and super light to hold. It also is IP67 dust and water resistant. So there is that. That's a huge plus in my opinion. But like I said, it feels really light to hold in the hand. Now, when you look at the display, yes, it's got some bezel around it, particularly at the bottom, so it's not symmetrical, but it's still pretty good. And display quality is also really good too, 120 hertz, and it feels smooth. Now, it's not as smooth as the S lineup, as the S25, S25 Ultra, and that's to be expected. But what I like to do is I'll go through my settings and I'll go to developer options and scroll down, and I do this with pretty much all of my devices. I'll go to my Windows animation, transition animation, and animator duration scale, and I'll change them all to 0.5x. So it definitely feels much smoother than when you first take it out of the box. But I don't think you'll have any problems with the display. I've tried, Call of Duty and Clash of Clans, and I've watched lots of YouTube videos already on this, and it's great. It's a good device with a good display. The software and the performance is obviously not going to be flagship quality, but I think anyone who's picking up this device knows that. But for $400, it's pretty good. A Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 chipset. It's smooth for everyday tasks, but once you start to get into more heavy multitasking, or if you want to play like Clash of Clans and Call of Duty, you're going to notice some lag. But when I'm watching YouTube videos, or when I was using it for watching TikTok videos, for reading things on Threads, or using it for X, browsing the web, no problem whatsoever. Like, it didn't really lag at all. And Samsung does promise 6 years of major OS updates. So that is a plus. A $400 phone that's going to get 6 years of software updates, count me in. And it already has Android 15, One UI 7, and I really like what Samsung did with One UI 7. So good job, Samsung. That's actually one of the reasons why I switched to the Galaxy Z Fold 6 as my main device, was because of One UI 7. Like, they did a really phenomenal job, so I switched to that, and I think we'll see. But so far, I'm thinking about using it until the Z Fold 7 comes out. But like I said, we'll see what happens. So software and performance, it's all right, but once you start getting into more intensive things, you're going to see it lag a little bit. Again, that's to be expected. But for right now, for a $400 phone, you get a good display and you're getting decent performance. Everything that it will take care of everything that we need it to on a daily basis. I don't think you're going to be playing games every single day, or the average consumer isn't going to, at least. When we come to the cameras, honestly, they are pretty good. The main camera is, at least. The ultra wide is all right. 5 megapixel, I'm not even touching it. I don't use a 5 megapixel macro camera, but the main is pretty decent for $400. You have to remember the price that while you're watching this video, the price tag, $399, $400 for this device, and it gets pretty good results. Obviously, if you want something more flagship, you're going to go for a flagship camera. But other than that, for just taking photos for memory, sharing it with friends, using it for social media, it's going to, be pretty decent. So that's what I have to say about cameras. And even if this was your device and you want to start making content, you have a good camera, you have a decent camera. Like, this is going to perform better than with, you know, the phone that I started with 11 years ago, the LG G3. This supports 4K at 30 frames per second and 10-bit Super HDR video. So do keep that in mind. It's got pretty good results. The battery life was the best part about this phone so far. 5,000 milliamp hour battery easily lasts me into the second day. No problems, no issues whatsoever. Like, if you want a phone with decent specs, but a phone with amazing battery life, you're gonna go for this. And I think Samsung has always done really good in the A series when it comes to the battery department. They just perform super, super well. So I can definitely say, hey, if you're looking for a phone at this price tag with a great battery life, it's going to be the Galaxy A36. And I wanna obviously quickly touch on the pricing because that's kind of the theme of this video. $399 for its launch price. I'll be leaving links in the description down below if you wanna check it out, but it's a pretty decent mid-range phone, and especially for the features and for the specs you're getting, I think it's pretty good. I mean, yes, you can go for a 1 or 2 year old flagship device and pick that up, but I don't know. I think this is going to appeal for a lot of people. And here's the thing. I used to work at Best Buy in the mobile department, and a lot of our consumers or the customers, they were either obviously buying iPhones or they were buying Samsung mid-range. Like, I think it was the Galaxy A50 at the time, the A50 or 51, and they were buying a ton of those. We were selling a ton of Galaxy A50s, the A lineup, more than we were with the S lineup. Like, I was there throughout like the second half of the Galaxy S10 series, as well as the launch of the S20, and we sold more A series than any other Samsung devices. So it does say a lot because it's a phone at a price tag that takes care of your everyday needs with a phone, with calling, texting, browsing. Oh, and also this, yeah, right now I took out my SIM card, put it back in the Z Fold 6, but I have tested calling and texting, and I use Mint Mobile, and it's been pretty good. You know, it's fast, 5G is fast, calling, the other person can hear me on their end really well, so no issues there whatsoever. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good phone at a pretty decent price. Now, the A56 is going to come out sometime later in the US. I do believe it's available in other parts of the world, but this is a good phone, and I will be checking out the A56 hopefully when that does come to the US. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'll keep you guys updated throughout the next coming weeks and months with the Galaxy A36. And if you want to see like a comparison between the A54, which I plan on doing, just let me know in the comments down below. I also do have the Galaxy A55, which was not available in the US. So if you want to see a comparison between that, also let me know in the comments down below. But I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, definitely be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot and will help push my content out to more people. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.